Everybody, it's Sinvicta, and I'm going to make a very rare but very needed explanation video to address what happened in today's Isaac run. Today's run was recorded earlier this morning on the 9th of June on very little sleep, and essentially what transpired is that for some odd reason the Isaac executable actually completely crashed out, and I was freaking out. And I will go ahead and play it in its entirety, but unbeknownst to me, OBS actually was still recording through all of this, and this is something I did not know until it was brought up to my attention later on Discord by someone who was wondering what the heck's going on in the earlier couple minutes here, because it definitely looks like I'm restarting a bad run, which is not at all what happened. Other people were suggesting, possibly hinting that this is clever editing. I promise you, I'm being completely honest. It is not editing at all. What happened was the game crashed, and OBS still recorded. I didn't realize that OBS was still recording because I assumed that OBS also had crashed, and then I started up. Luckily, the win streak counter was indeed not affected, nor was the Eden Street tokens affected, but I wanted to go ahead and get this out there right now just to show everyone exactly in its entirety what happened, and I'll go ahead and let that play now and then follow up with any other commentary after that. Yeah, and good movement speed to start off with here. But 18 tier delay is a yeah, that's a. So as you see right there, the executable actually completely crashes out, and at this point, I look over at OBS and I figure OBS is probably dead, so I'm frantically loading up Isaac and trying to find out what is going on with the win streak counter, because I needed to figure out whether or not I was going to have to explain this, and also was about to cry. Well, maybe not cry, but was going to be fairly upset. So luckily, the win streak counter was indeed preserved, and the Eden token was not expended, as you're about to see right here. And this is something now. Part of the second part of this honesty here is the fact that I was not going to talk about the game crashing on this, because I did not want people to start freaking out or worrying about the streak, and or of course bring up some things like, oh, you obviously restarted a bad run or anything like that. So that's the reason why I wanted to make this complete explanation video on this. Again, draw whatever conclusions you want. It doesn't matter. It doesn't bother to me. It doesn't matter to me. I am going to re-upload today's Isaac run because it's definitely a good one. It's worth watching, but I wanted to get this video out first before I re-upload that, just so everyone is completely aware of what's going on in that. So feel free to ask any questions. I'll be more than happy to answer it. I was supposed to be trying to take a nap. I even talk about it later on in the run that you're about to see here, but I wanted to make sure that this got out now because people were worried about what's going on. People were very, very confused. I didn't even get a chance to see the comments section. I wanted to take that video down and make this video to address what's going on. So thank you all very much. I apologize for all the confusion. And again, I'm being 100% honest with you. This is not some sort of clever meta trick going into the Lobotomy Corporation series. I could have very easily edited that out, but obviously I had no idea that it was still recording. And the only part of honesty that I will say that I was not planning on doing was I was not planning on addressing the game crashing like it did, because I didn't want people to worry about that. So like I said, that's the story, that's the explanation there. I'll be happy to answer any questions. Thank you all very much for the support, and definitely check out today's run because it is a good one. So that will be re-uploaded here in a couple of minutes after this video goes live.